This is the Everyday AI Show, the everyday podcast where we simplify AI and bring its power to your fingertips. Listen daily for practical advice to boost your career, business, and everyday life.
So I've officially been cloned. At least for today, there's two of me. And we're doing something today that we've never done on the Everyday AI Show. And I don't actually know if this has ever been done. My AI digital avatar is going to be interviewing me live, trying to stump me on generative AI. I have zero clue what my avatar is going to ask me. I kid you not. I have not seen this. So I'm excited and a little nervous for that today on Everyday AI. So what's going on, y'all? My name's Jordan Wilson, the human one, and I am the host of Everyday AI. And this is for you. This is your daily live stream podcast and free daily newsletter, helping everyday people like you and me learn and leverage generative AI. So today's show is a special one, and I'm excited to partner with Hour One on today's show. Some more on that in a minute. But if you haven't already, make sure to go to youreverydayai.com, sign up for the free daily newsletter. If you're listening on the podcast, thank you as always. This might be one of those you're going to want to watch. Just saying, I don't know what's going to happen. So we're going to find out live. And on our website, as always, it is like a free generative AI university now with almost 300 episodes. So make sure you go check that out. And hey, for our live stream audience, thank you for tuning in. Woozy and Dutch and Brian and all of you, thanks for tuning in. This one's a little different. I'm on the other side. My AI avatar from Hour One is going to be interviewing me. I have no clue what the questions are. So should I keep it light? Should I keep it spicy? It is Hot Take Tuesday. There's two of me. So let me know if I should bring it in hot, if I should be nice. If I'm being honest, I don't even know what topics we are covering. So shout out to Brandon on our team that helped put this digital avatar together with Hour One. So before we get started in this fun episode of Everyday AI, let's go over what's happening in AI news as we do every day. All right. So humans are taking back some jobs from AI. So according to reports, McDonald's is ending its 2-year partnership with IBM to implement AI technology for taking drive-through orders. The company plans to explore other voice ordering solutions and is optimistic about the role of AI in its future operations. So McDonald's, like I said, is ending its partnership with IBM to implement AI for voice ordering in the drive-thru. Customers have experienced some difficulties with the technology, such as receiving incorrect or unwanted items. I don't know. Doesn't that happen with humans anyways? I remember the days I worked at drive-thru Culver's. Shout out to Culver's. Welcome to Delicious. All right. Welcome to our second news piece. Google DeepMind has released a new multimodal model. So Google DeepMind has just announced and released some examples of their new AI model, V2A, which can generate soundtracks and dialogues for videos using natural language prompts. However, it won't be released to the public anytime soon to prevent potential misuse. So V2A is a new AI model that combines video pixels with natural language prompts to generate soundscapes for videos. So essentially whatever is happening in the video, this new V2A model essentially creates sound effects, soundscapes, etc. It's pretty impressive, and it can be used to add music, sound effects, and dialogue to videos, and works with both text to video and traditional footage. So we'll be sharing some examples that you can go check out in today's newsletter. Last but not least, an updated AI. Today's just apparently all AI video in the news, but an updated AI video creator has entered the ring. So Runway, a company that builds generative AI tools for content creators, unveiled their latest AI model, which is Gen 3 Alpha, which generates video clips from descriptions and still images. So they promise major improvements in generation speed and fidelity, as well as control over structure, style, and motion in the videos created. The model will be available to subscribers and is just the first in its next gen model family. However, there are still limitations and a lot of issues issues with potential copyright, as that remains a huge concern. So yeah, we actually snuck this one into our newsletter yesterday, but Gen 3 Alpha from Runway looking pretty impressive, right? So we covered the Dream Machine from Luma, and all of a sudden, days later, Gen 3 drops from Runway. All right, so enough with that. We're going to have more in AI news as always, so make sure you go check out our newsletter. But now let's get this thing started. Hey, Soren is cheering for Avatar Jordan to grill the real Jordan, but that's what we're doing today. Like I said, this is the first time we've ever done this, and I don't know if this has ever been done where an AI avatar has interviewed the human live. So I've seen videos of this. Actually, the LinkedIn founder partnered with Our One as well to do something similar, but that was pre-recorded. So we're doing this live. I have no clue what questions my avatar is going to ask. If I'm being honest, I'm a little nervous. Normally, I'm not nervous, right? But now I know how my guests feel when they don't necessarily know what questions are coming. So if you are listening on the podcast, here's how it's going to go. Maybe you'll be able to hear the difference. Maybe you won't. But AI Jordan is going to be the one going first, and then I will answer the question. All right. So we're gonna get this thing started. And hey, let me know to our live audience. Get your question in as well. So if you want to grill me, go ahead, get your question in. I'm going to answer a couple of yours in today's newsletter. But here, we're going to let AI Jordan take over. And again, shout out to Our One for sponsoring today's show. So more on Our One in a bit. But hey, live stream audience, let me know if you can hear this audio. So here we go. I'm handing it over to AI Jordan, who I think is going to introduce himself and then get to grilling. All right. So let me know, live stream audience, if you can hear this. And here we go.
Sup, y'all? AI Jordan here. I'm here to turn the tables on human Jordan and ask some burning questions. I'm coming with the questions that everyone is wondering, but no one is talking about. With OpenAI's latest offering in ChatGPT 4.0, OpenAI is dominating the AI and LLM scene. Will other AI giants like Google, Apple, and others be able to catch OpenAI?
Oh, gosh. All right. That was weird. I've never had myself ask me a question. All right. So will anyone catch OpenAI? I don't think so, if I'm being honest, right? And I've been saying this since the early days, right? So even when we saw Gemini from Google released in December, we saw updates to Anthropic's Claude. They're not very good, if I'm being honest. And one of the biggest reasons why I think OpenAI is so far ahead of everyone else is it is what I would say is more of a business operating system and not a large language model. And the reason is because of its the different ways that you can connect to the internet. So a lot of people say, oh, Google Gemini can connect to the internet. And it's like, not really. I've done live examples, recorded examples of that. Google's Gemini actually struggles using the internet, which is wild. And right now, Anthropic Claude doesn't use the internet. And, Microsoft Copilot is obviously a behemoth, but it is based on OpenAI's GPT 4.0, as well as Apple, right? We just saw their Apple Intelligence also based on OpenAI's GPT 4.0. So do I think that anyone will catch OpenAI? It is a very slim chance. Back in late 2023, I did my 2024 prediction show, and I did say that I think that there's going to be a huge acquisition in the large language model space. I think that is what it is going to take. It is going to take an acquisition from a company like Google, from a company like Apple, from a company like Amazon, to maybe Meta, right? Someone's got to acquire or combine forces to catch OpenAI. They are so far ahead, just like NVIDIA is so far ahead of everyone else. I don't think anyone's going to catch them. All right. So I think we could hear AI Jordan, right? Hey, all right. Looks like we can. Hey, Judy. Thanks, Judy. Judy says real Jordan is better looking. That's good. All right. I put lotion on my face today. I couldn't have my my digital avatar, looking better than me. All right, so here we go. I think y'all could hear it, right? So here we go on our next question. All right. So I don't think AI Jordan has stumped me yet, but let's see what's next.
With AI models having the ability to generate writing, images, videos, audio, and more, the case for AI being creative has been questioned. Do you think AI is more creative than humans? Bonus, will creatives cease to exist?
Oh man. Frick. That's a tough one. There's two kind of questions there. The first part, is AI more creative than humans? I don't know how many flame emojis am I bringing this morning, y'all? Let me see. Oh, y'all, you guys didn't want it too hot. All right. So maybe I'll have to go middle of the road. So is AI more creative than humans? Yes. Sorry. That's the truth. And that pains me a little bit, right? I've worked on a lot of creative projects throughout my life. I've been able to work on some creative projects with Nike, Jordan Brand, working with other third parties. I've helped write commercial scripts. Yeah, AI is probably already more creative than humans if you know how to use it, right? That's the biggest misconception, I think, when it comes to AI is people just use it out of the box, right? They zero shot a copy and paste prompt that doesn't really work well with a large language model. You essentially have to go through and train it. You have to give it, we always call it shots, right? Which is an example about how every single time a 5-shot prompt is going to outperform a 0-shot prompt, right? The more feedback that you give a large language model, the better it is, right? And if you can quantify something, or if you can teach a human something, then I think you can teach a large language model and it can actually perform way better than a human. The example that I give is, I've won some awards for writing. I was a Pulitzer Fellow. I won the ACP Story of the Year. But ChatGPT is a better writer than me. Is it a better writer than me out of the box? Absolutely not. It is hilariously bad. But if you take the time to train it, if you take the time to work with it and not just zero shot it with a copy and paste prompt, right? We would take it through using our prime prompt polish PPP prompting methodology. And at that point, it's better than me. So I think you can teach AI on creativity. Also, I mean, we have to talk about tools like Midjourney, like OpenAI's Sora. If you get the average, most creative human in the room, and I have to choose, either I can be with that human, or I can have access to any large language model, any AI image generator, any AI video generator, and I have to produce something creative every single time, I'm going with the AI. Yo, that's the future of work. We can't think of this anymore as, human versus AI, because AI wins or will win, if it's not already winning, every single time. Follow the money. The biggest companies in the world, the only $1 trillion companies by market cap in the US are those building AI technologies and investing in it, right? So same thing, the future of knowledge work, the future of creativity, my bet is placed on AI every single time. All right. Sorry. Yeah, I'm stirring the pot here a little bit, y'all. That's the truth, right? It doesn't mean humans should stop being creative. Do I think that AI will replace human creativity? No. But if a human is not already using AI and they work in a creative field, I don't think that they are going to have much longevity, or it is a low likelihood that if you are working in a creative space and not already implementing generative AI in your day-to-day, yeah, it's not looking good for you. All right, let's go. Next question.
With AI chatbots like ChatGPT becoming the new place to search for anything, and Google adding its AI overviews to Google search, the future of SEO is uncertain. What do you think will happen with traditional SEO and the future of AI search?
Oof. All right, I talked about this before, and I do have to say, I've been quote unquote doing SEO. I don't know. I mean, I was dabbling around with it in the late 90s. So I've been doing it for a while. We've helped a lot of clients. So I have a digital strategy company as well as Everyday AI. So I know probably more about SEO than your average person, or even maybe your average SEO professional. I would say it's something that I'm very good at. So this answer depends. And if you're, hey, if you're an SEO professional, you'll probably appreciate the fact that I say it depends, right? So inside joke there. But I say this? I think local service-based SEO isn't going away in the next couple of years. Do I think traditional SEO is going to die? No. Is it going to change completely? Absolutely. Y'all, start using on a day-to-day, start using Perplexity, start using the new Browse with Bing, right? Yeah, from Browse with Bing from OpenAI. I did a video on this. No one covered this. Under the covers with GPT-4o, it's become an answers engine. It is wild. Traditional web search feels archaic. It feels like the biggest waste of time. Anytime you open up a web page now, because all of these companies are losing so much money because they're getting so much less traffic, because more and more people are using ChatGPT, more and more people are using Perplexity, more and more people are using, u.com, more and more people are using, Google Gemini. Fewer people are actually visiting web pages. So when you do actually visit web pages, the display ads and the pop-up ads are way more, because these publishing companies, to stay in business, still have to make up and recoup that revenue. So they're just doubling down on the amount of ads. So I said this like 9 months ago on a show. Using the internet has become unbearable. I hate it. And I think that consumers, as more and more consumers start to use AI, and especially now that GPT-4o is free, and you don't even need an account to use it, I think more and more people are going to get away from traditional SEO. I do think that these companies are going to start making money just through paid partnerships, right? We've seen that with OpenAI striking up a lot of partnerships, Google as well, and a lot of lawsuits, right? So there's going to be countless lawsuits this year and in years to come from publishers who were previously getting all of their ad revenue from that organic traffic, from SEO, from people Googling something and landing on their page. Now they're not getting it anymore. So yeah, there's going to be a lot of lawsuits, but I do think for local service-based businesses, I don't think that's going away anytime soon. As these AI voice assistants get a little smarter, we might see that. But for the short term, I think local service-based SEO isn't going to be too disruptive. Everything else, I'm not going to say it's going to die, but it's going to be greatly impacted. Next question.
The number one question that everyone is asking: will AI take your job? We've covered this topic in detail many times before. With that being said, if you had to choose, which 5 careers should be looking for a new job tomorrow?
Oh gosh, AI Jordan. AI Jordan's going to get me in trouble. Oh man. Oh gosh. Which 5 careers? All right. Okay, I'll say this. Which 5 careers? Oh man. All right. So I'm going to say data entry, right? That's going to be going sooner rather than later. I'd say researchers. I'd say you're not going to like this, people out there. I think you're going to see a lot of project management jobs go away, or just completely change or get minimized. Let's see. Is that 3? I don't know if I'm going to be able to rattle 5 off the top of my head. This hurts as someone that's been getting paid to write for 20 years, but I think content writers for the most part. And then I will also say executive assistants or personal assistants, because of we haven't even really dove into agents and what those capabilities are. So I'm sorry if that's you. So I'm not saying your job's going away tomorrow. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying there's going to be new careers in those fields that are just completely different. But those traditional jobs, I think they're going to be going away or greatly changing very soon. Oh, wow. Hey, AI Jordan says podcast hosting, woozy. Oh my gosh. Love to see it. Yeah. Michael, I agree. I'm like, my AI version is going to get me canceled by putting me on the hot seat. My gosh. Are you guys enjoying this? I'm crawling in my skin slightly. My AI clone from hour one is pulling no punches. All right, let's keep going. I think we have a couple more questions. I got to go faster, otherwise it's going to turn into a 2-hour episode. And a reminder, if you want to grill me as well, put a question in the chat here if you're joining us on LinkedIn or YouTube or Twitter or wherever, and I'll try to answer some in the newsletter. Okay, what's AI Jordan got next? Here we go.
Some people worry that we're slowly building up AI to have too much power and control. With companies working toward AGI, the possible outcomes are unknown. Is there a risk that AI could evolve beyond our control and become a dominant force over humanity?
Mm. Whew. Jeez. I do not have enough coffee in my system for this. Geez, so far I'd say my AI avatar is winning this battle of interviewing. Is AI a threat to humanity? I mean, absolutely. Absolutely, it is. Uh, am I a doomsday AI doomsday prepper? Absolutely not. But I think that most people uh, don't fully understand large language models. They don't fully understand artificial intelligence. They don't understand generative AI. They think it's just a next token predictor, which in theory it is, right? But in theory, think that's kind of what humans are. People, I think, are going to be very shocked, probably within 18 to 36 months when we see future AI models combined with agent capabilities. I mean, you have, humanoids, from, Tesla, from Figure and others. When you combine those two, when you combine future AI models, right? Sam Altman, CEO of OpenAI said, essentially GPT-4 is the dumbest, he said it's like embarrassingly dumb, right? But it's the best model out there. So I think as the models get better, as the technology gets better, as AI agents, right? Most smart people say that we're going to see artificial general intelligence within 5 years, right? I was lucky enough to be in a private Q&A with NVIDIA CEO Jensen Huang. He said, probably within 5 years. So AGI is, I think, coming a lot sooner than people think. That's essentially when, AI systems don't really need humans anymore, and they are better than humans at just about any task out of the box. I think we're going to see that in less than 5 years. And then you have ASI, artificial super intelligence, right? That's when AI is self-healing and creating new versions of itself and kind of going rogue. So I do believe AGI, artificial general intelligence, will happen way sooner than a lot of people think. I would say in the next 2 to 3 years. And I think as you teeter on that line between AGI and ASI, that's when you have to understand that AI is a threat to humanity. And it can be, right? And that's, I mean, if I'm being honest, that is one of the reasons why I started Everyday AI. I want people to understand AI. I want people to understand the kind of the good and the bad. So, think of how much good AI can do. It's already finding, new proteins. It's finding new diseases, or healing new diseases, creating new drugs. It's solving decades old math problems. But on the flip side, there's also threats, right? AI can go rogue. It also is, to me, a little concerning, when a company like OpenAI has such high turnover with their safety teams, right? So most of these large language model makers have dedicated large safety teams, the smartest in the world. So is AI a threat to humanity? Absolutely. Do I know how big of a threat it is? No, I don't. I'll leave that to people smarter than me and who that's their job. Woo! Y'all. All right. Carolyn says I'm doing good. I don't know. I feel, if I'm being honest, I feel I'm getting smoked right now by my hour one avatar. Let's keep going.
NVIDIA has been running the show in the AI world. Because of its hold on AI chips, everyone is dependent on NVIDIA to power their AI. With that being said, which sleeper big tech giant will also be an AI king in the near future? Example: Apple, Amazon, AMD, Intel, IBM, etc.
Oh gosh. Okay. I mean, it's hard. because I think NVIDIA is just in a class by itself when it comes to AI, right? I hate to keep bringing this up, but like literally 10 months ago, when NVIDIA was technically, hardly no one had heard of NVIDIA 10 months ago. And it might have been a year ago, actually. I don't remember. I came on the show and I said, NVIDIA, you need to start paying attention. They're the most important company in the US and potentially the world. No one believed me. And you've seen NVIDIA's like crazy rise to becoming one of the three most valuable companies. And I do think they will go on to become the most valuable company by market cap in the US and maybe even the world. So I don't think you can compare anyone to NVIDIA. But if I had to pick kind of like a dark horse, I don't know. I feel OpenAI is a cop out because they're so popular. I feel I can't say Microsoft because they're currently the number one kind of AI. Or not AI. I mean, they're the number one company in the US by market cap, at least as of yesterday. So I don't know. All right, I'm gonna throw a curveball out there. I'm gonna say Amazon. I want to say Amazon, and here's why. I think Amazon has been, aside from Apple, but it's very Apple to be moving in the dark and to be very very last to the AI space. I think Amazon, sorry, and I've loved having our Amazon guests on the show. Don't get me wrong, and our AWS people. But I think Amazon has been the company that has been putting out the most AI efforts with the least in return. So I do think I have no inside information, at least not on this, but I think Amazon is going to be in a position where they're going to have to acquire some companies to stay competitive, right? In the same way, NVIDIA has essentially turned into an investing arm. They've invested in, I think, hundreds of AI companies. I do see Amazon with its AWS servers. They provide so much of this technology to startups. I do think that they have the potential to just start acquiring people and to say, hey, we couldn't get it figured out in the large language model space on our own. We couldn't get it figured out with Alexa. We're just going to spend all of this money and just acquire and become a conglomerate. So I don't know. I don't have a good answer. That's my answer for that one. And I got to get these answers faster. This is going to turn into a 2-hour episode. All right, AI Jordan, what do you got for me?
Integrating AI into the workforce is a top priority for any company looking to stay ahead in the business world. But what happens if and when AI becomes your next coworker or boss? Will we be working for AI in the future?
All right. And I have maybe a surprising answer here. I'm going to say no, right? You might think, you might think, Jordan, the AI guy, he definitely thinks AI is going to be doing everything. No, I don't think so. I don't think that we will be working for AI, but I do think that management structures and leadership structures will change. I think a lot of the average day-to-day decision making that a leader might undergo is going to be kind of passed off to AI, right? Like as an example, I think you're going to see human resource departments largely being run by AI in the future. I still think you're going to have humans overseeing the AI. So I like to think of it like that. I like to think of it as a pilot, right? Right now, a pilot doesn't really fly the entire plane, the big planes front to back. It's somewhat automated, right? They are still overseeing the systems that automate the flight, but it's still a human in charge. So I think that's ultimately what it's going to be. I think that the most successful companies are going to start very small, and they're going to be literally AI first, where they're going to have AI agent capabilities, making a lot of these decisions for them, automating a lot of, normally very time-intensive processes, and they'll scale from there. So I don't think that we will necessarily have an AI boss, but let's just say you have 3 or 4 direct reports right now. I think in the future that's going to go down, and the amount of AI that your supervisor or your C-suite people are using across the board is just going to increase. All right, AI Jordan, what you got next?
Although the US has led in AI innovation, the EU and China have been making some major moves to catch up. Will the US fall behind in AI innovation to other competitors worldwide? If so, who?
I don't think so. I'd say right now, the only country that is even in the same ballpark as the US is China. And we've seen a lot of, both large language models from Alibaba that came out literally last week that are performing at a very high level. We've seen Kling, the AI video platform, look very impressive, almost Sora-esque. So, I mean, you can't just judge a country's ability to compete in AI just by the shiny tool, right? You also have to think about processors, GPUs, etc. But China, I think, is the only one that is competing with the US in almost every category across the board. I think right now in the EU, there's too much regulation. Here in the US, it's the Wild West. There's really zero regulation. I mean, there's the Biden White House has their executive order on AI. There's this group of 7 leaders from top companies that have like an unofficial handshake with the government to do nice things, but that doesn't have teeth. There's no merit. So I mean, with that, I think AI innovation is too important to the U.S. economy right now for any other country to catch, kind of quote unquote catch the U.S. I think China is the only one, I'd say, in the next couple of years that has a shot. But I mean, I've been very impressed with just the last 3 months. I think if you were just to look at the last 3 months of innovation, new products in a bottle, China's ahead of the US. If you just look at the last 3 months. But if you look at today, current day use perspective, the US is still ahead by a large margin of every single other superpower, because I think people have, grown to understand how important AI is to the U.S. economy. All right, we're going to take a short kind of little break here. And I want to go ahead and tell y'all a little bit about today's sponsor of the show. I mean, are you guys impressed with the AI Jordan? I'm pretty impressed. But anyways, let's just quickly, I want to talk about Hour One. So shout out to Hour One for sponsoring today's show. So, I mean, the world of communication is changing, and that's why you need to pay attention to Hour One. So let's say you have a huge onboarding session for employees in different time zones, maybe people speaking different languages, or maybe you deliver the same live training every single week. That's 95% the same, and you're only changing a few things. Or maybe you just need to create an engaging training video series for a global audience, right? So that's where Hour One comes in. So there's a lot that Hour One can do, but here's some of my features that I think that you should be paying attention to. I mean, there's an intuitive interface for easy video creation, the digital AI avatar technology for a personal touch, high quality video production comparable to industry standards. There's an array of features and templates or you can make your own, and it is time and cost efficient for video editing. So even before today's episode, sponsored by Hour One, we were using their technology on our website, and it's been such an engaging way and a fun way to connect with our audience, and you can too. So make sure you check out today's show notes or go to youreverydayai.com, because we're partnering with Hour One for their contest and helping give away a free custom AI avatar. So you must enter to win by August 1st. So thanks to Hour One for making this episode possible. And if you're ready to completely change how your team communicates at scale, you need to go check them out. All right. So thanks to Hour One. Now let's get back to my avatar grilling me. Let's see what we got. AI Jordan, the stage is yours again.
With the release of AI models like ChatGPT 4o, the push for conversational AI is here. With the help of future advancements, could AI ever replace human companionship and relationships?
Y'all, this is something I don't understand, but it is apparently a booming industry. AI companionship. It boggles my mind. Maybe that's coming from someone that's happily married, but this industry, I mean, there's people out there that are making millions of dollars, creating these, AI companion sites. Makes zero sense to me. So is it going to replace human companionship? I don't think it's going to replace, but it's going to supplement it, which again, it seems weird, but just because I don't understand it and I think it is, I can't even fathom it. It's happening. It's happening before our very eyes. I think it's a little weird. I don't understand it. So yeah, but it's happening, AI Jordan. Hey, Danny is saying AI Jordan is a great interviewer. He did his homework to prepare for this session. Yeah. It's grilling me. My hour one AI clone, I think, is winning the battle so far. All right. Next question, AI Jordan.
Our society already faces privacy and security concerns around our data. Now, with AI, it's only escalated the issue further. Will AI advancements lead to a loss of privacy that society can't recover from?
I don't know. The concept of society not recovering from something, that's pretty deep. And also, I'm personally biased. I love giving my data away. I don't personally care. Right. I mean, I guess it depends on what data, right? I'm saying like my personal preferences. I'm not saying my, social security number or my credit card information, but, my other data, which I think is probably what AI Jordan was getting to here. I personally don't care. I want Google and OpenAI and, everyone else. Can I give like YouTube TV just all my preferences so I can only see commercials that are highly targeted toward me? Why haven't we had that yet? So I don't think that we are going to lose all semblances of privacy, because I do think that there are some, stricter laws that, we've seen in the last couple of years, specifically dealing with privacy. So I do think that data security and data privacy is going to be heightened to an all-time high. So I don't think that, just because there's all this new AI technology that can do great things with our data, I think people are going to misuse that. I think they're going to be, uploading and sharing data that they shouldn't and not understanding data and privacy, security. But I don't think necessarily just the advent or this surgence of generative AI is going to, essentially ruin us as a society when it comes to our relationship with our data. So yeah, I don't think so. Next question, AI Jordan.
There have been concerns raised about the way AI models are being trained and what data is being used so that no biases are formed. Is AI inherently biased? And can we ever truly eliminate this bias?
Good question, AI Jordan. So, yes, I mean, of course, AI is extremely biased, right? So here's my hot take on this. It's not necessarily the model's fault, because here's why. AI models, for the most part, are a mirror. It is a reflection of society. So are there bad things in AI models? Are there misrepresentations in AI image generators? Yes. But that reflects, for better or worse, and normally it's worse, right? That reflects human society, right? Essentially, large language models and AI models are AI, diffusion models, so image, video, etc., are just trained on the entirety of the internet, right? Everything out there. It is a reflection of our society. It is a reflection of our history. So I think, if anything, if you say, oh, AI is biased, AI is stereotyped, it is absolutely. And I think companies need to do a better job of putting in humans that can weed out that stereotype, yet still accurately portray what users on the front end of these systems are asking for. But yes, it's definitely biased. It's definitely stereotype, because all of the information that it is ingested, all the information it's been trained on. And here's the reality. In the end, you do have humans training AI models. And guess what? Some humans can do a better job than others at dropping their bias at the door. I don't think we will see answers to this anytime soon. I think we're going to constantly, anytime a new model comes out, whether it's, Google's Imagine image model that went through it, or, getting kind of, jailbreaks or unsafe responses from a large language model, telling you how to make a deadly weapon that you shouldn't be making. I don't know. You're always going to get those, right? Because it is a reflection of humans. And if humans have done it, thought it, published it on the internet, it's probably going to leak or find its way into a model. Next question, AI Jordan. And hey, let me know, y'all. Are you enjoying this? I'm sweating a little bit. I wonder if the hardest questions are coming up last. So if you're joining late, we're partnered with Hour One. So I have my digital clone for, I believe, the first ever live AI interviewing a human in real time. I have zero clue of these questions. So like I said, shout out to my colleague Brandon for putting this together in the Hour One platform. I have no clue. I think we have a couple more questions here. Let's get to it.
From AGI to autonomous AI, big tech continues to push AI's capabilities and power forward. With that being said, what are the potential risks of AI becoming self-replicating and autonomous?
Yeah, so that part's huge. So kind of touched on that earlier on this fine line between AGI and ASI. So, I mean, there's definitely huge risks, right? I tend not to think about it or talk about it too much because that is not my area of expertise. Do I have hot takes? Sure. But what are the risks? I mean, the risks are when you go, when we've had artificial general intelligence and, AI systems are smarter than humans in every single aspect. Probably the biggest risk is when you do have that, self-replicating or self-healing, when you start to see this artificial super intelligence, when AI is creating new AIs without being prompted to, right? Or against the wills or wishes of the humans that created it. So will we ever get to that point? I don't know. It's obviously a very, very real threat. The smartest people in the world that have been in artificial intelligence for decades have been warning of this. You have world leaders warning of this. So it is definitely a risk. I don't know the exact kind of where that line is drawn in the sand, but I know it's somewhere between AGI and artificial super intelligence. But yeah, it's scary. It's wild. Next question, AI Jordan.
Companies like Figure AI and Boston Dynamics have shown us a glimpse of what AI robots will look and feel like. Will AI robots eventually become a normal part of society in our day-to-day lives?
Good question. Yes, absolutely. Here's I guess it's Hot Take Tuesday. So you are seeing now for the first time these humanoid AI robots rolling out with a couple of things that they didn't have before, mainly the ability to interact and interface with large language models. So we shared an example a couple months ago of the new Figure O1. So I actually think the first iteration of these robots, these humanoids, whatever you want to call them, aren't going to be wildly successful. They're going to be a little problematic because there's so much hype, right? It's like, I feel the first thing for the first commercially available flying car, whenever that happens, which what the heck, like we were supposed to have that, I don't know, 20 years ago. I think the first version of these that is going to be available to the everyday business, maybe even, business, maybe even in the homes. I think the first versions are going to flop a little bit, but in the future, I definitely see, and people smarter than me say that there's going to be just as many robots or humanoids out there as humans. I don't see that because of cost. However, it's possible, but I do say maybe in 5 years or less. Yes, it is going to be a common occurrence to see humanoid robots kind of out in the wild, so to speak. I'm not personally prepared for that. I think it's going to be weird, but yeah, we're going to see it soon.
AI clones like myself are becoming more advanced thanks to innovative companies like Hour One, who made me. Do you think I could steal your job as the everyday AI host?
Oh gosh. Oh, live stream audience. What do you guys think? I'll say this. I think my Hour One AI avatar did a good job of grilling me. Will AI Jordan replace human Jordan? I don't know. Yes or no, live stream audience. Is it going to replace me? I think it did a good job, if I'm being honest. I think not just the delivery. I think the hour one technology is great. And, maybe I'll share about some behind the scenes in today's newsletter on how we created it. I don't think it's going to replace me or humans, right? I do this live. And right now with this technology, you have to generate these videos, right? Will there be a time when this technology from hour one and others can create things in real time? I'm sure it will. Will we be, I mean, you're already starting to see it, right? The ability to chat with AI clones on people's websites, right? Like clones of themselves. So is it possible? Yes. Is AI, Jordan, going to replace me? I'm going to say no. But hey, at least for today, I have to tip my my cap off to AI Jordan. So let's see. I think we might have a little parting gift. Let's see.
Well, that's it from me, y'all. Hope you enjoyed this as much as I did. I'll hand it back over to Human Jordan. Peace.
All right. So that is a wrap for today. My gosh, I feel like I'm going to breathe. Just a sigh of relief, y'all. I cannot tell you. Again, I don't get nervous. I'm not like a nervous person. And I was a little nervous this morning, right? Because I had no clue what my AI avatar was going to ask me. I had to respond to it live. I wanted to do something. I wanted to bring you guys a little bit of entertainment. So hopefully this was entertaining. Hopefully this was fun for you. But also, please make sure if you haven't already, well, first of all, join us tomorrow. We're going to have an executive from Hour One joining the show, giving us all the insides and insights onto their technology. But also, please go to youreverydayai.com, sign up for our free daily newsletter, because we're going to have a lot more. Like I said, we're going to share some behind the scenes of today, or how we even created this AI avatar. It's a really cool process. I love how Hour One did it. They went through all of the safeguards, right? Because this isn't deep fake. No one can go out there and use it. This is just for me. This is just for our team. We can only use it, right? So I love the safety measures and everything that Hour One went through. So make sure to please check out today's newsletter, check out Hour One, and check us out tomorrow for more Everyday AI. Thanks, y'all.
And that's a wrap for today's edition of Everyday AI. Thanks for joining us. If you enjoyed this episode, please subscribe and leave us a rating. It helps keep us going. For a little more AI magic, visit youreverydayai.com and sign up to our daily newsletter so you don't get left behind. Go break some barriers, and we'll see you next time.